Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're in the garage preparing my BMW R1200GS Adventure for the coming season. The bike is a 2018 model. I put about 12,000 miles on her so far. It is pretty much in original shape. I have not made any upgrades as I did not think it was necessary for the kind of riding I did over the past 18 months or so, which is mostly daily commute, weekend trips and a few long trips. The only upgrade I did so far are the phone holder or charger and the reflective decals on the saddlebags. In current factory setup as it is right now, the bike is more geared towards on-road. The factory crush bars may save your cylinder heads on a flat surface like concrete or asphalt. The skid plate or bash plate can protect your engine against minor to moderate impacts with obstacles, but not the delicate exhaust components. Other parts like clutch and brake levers, the headlight and fog lights, and the bike's radiators are in current configuration not very well protected. In any serious crash, especially off-road, the bike might take serious damage. Over the next videos, we'll address these issues, as well as a few other ones which I think are important for any serious off-road. I will make some additions which will increase the bike's storage capacity, as there is never enough space to take all you need, or you think you need, on a long trip. But for now, let's go outside and watch the bike. Right. Now that we have a clean work surface, let's take a look at the items I already fit to the bike and I'll explain why I made these choices. The phone mount, holder, charger, whatever you want to call it, it's an eBay Chinese cheapo, but it does its job very well. It fits in the bike's original GPS cradle, draws power from it and has an incorporated 2 amps dual charger, one for the phone and the second for other accessories you may need to charge. The charger is waterproof, it fits quite large phones, has enough power to charge the phone while riding, even if you use it as a navigation device and the screen is always on. The charger itself has never failed me. However, that being said, the original cable which came with it failed quite quickly, only after about a month or so. I am currently using a GoPro charging cable, which is much sturdier than the original. One thing to remember though is that while the charger is waterproof, your phone might not be. Therefore, do not use your phone while riding in the rain unless it's properly protected from water. On the front side, the mount has an opening, which in combination with the wind will force water on or around the phone and will drown the phone. I mitigated this by covering the opening with some gaffer tape. It does not look pretty, but it gets the job done. The second thing I did on the bike is related to safety. As you can see, the saddlebags are black, which may be a safety hazard, especially during the night. Vehicles coming from behind can see the factory reflective devices on the bike, but cannot accurately estimate the size of the object in front of them. The reflective decals should help with it. When I chose these particular ones, I wanted them to fit the overall look of the bike and don't stand out. At night, however, they reflect the light just like any other reflective devices. Now let's talk about the upgrades I'm planning for the bike so I can safely take it off-road. I'll start with the crash bar reinforcement. The factory crash bars are pretty sturdy. However, there's a failure point, a design flaw if you want. When dropping the bike, notice I didn't say if, but when, the factory crash bars bend inwards, pressing against the cylinder head. Normally, it should not be a problem if the surface is flat as asphalt or concrete. But on off-road, the crash bars will bend inwards and will press against the cylinder heads. Any rock or something similar will hit the cylinder heads and will damage them. In my opinion, reinforcing the factory crash bars is a must. So I looked for a solution, and the best I can find, the most easy on the eye and the most cost-effective one, comes from Touratech. Now there might be a potential problem, but we'll check on this one later when we'll mount it on the bike. The second issue I found with the bike is the cylinder head protection. As I said before, the factory crash bars do a pretty decent job in protecting the cylinder head, especially if the Touratech reinforcement kit is installed. However, there's still a possibility that the bike will fall on something other than a flat surface and the cylinder head will be damaged. I looked for a solution, and everything on the market from traditional aftermarket suppliers or for BMW looked weak. So I did a little bit of research and found Ricochet Off-Road, a company well known for mostly 4x4 vehicle undercarriage protection. They offer a set of plates which come over the BMW factory crash bars, providing, if you will, protection for the crash bars also. They are made of 4mm aircraft grade aluminum and come in plain aluminum or different anodized colors to match the color of the bike: red, blue, black. I chose the anodized black for my bike, since this fits the general theme of. The third issue I will address is the skid plate or the bash plate. The factory skid plate is enough if you ride on-road. It provides sufficient protection for the bike in that particular situation, but as soon as you go off-road and face obstacles, it is no longer sufficient. While researching on the subject, I wanted something that fits the overall look of the bike, provides excellent protection for the entire undercarriage of the bike, as well as for other components sitting low. I decided on the Touratech RallyeForm skid plate, which is made of solid 4mm aircraft grade aluminum pressed into shape, has no welding points, therefore no failure points, and comes in anodized black just like the Ricochet cylinder head protection. The fourth issue I felt that I needed to tackle was the radiator protection. It was a tough one, mostly because traditional aftermarket companies charge an arm and a leg for a small piece of stainless steel. I was aware that a small chip in the radiator may cause serious issues. I had a hard time considering paying $160 for a set of radiator guards, while other alternatives on eBay start at $25 that go as high as $40. So I opted for a pair of no-name stainless steel radiator guards off Amazon. For the headlight and the fog light protection, I ran into the same situation. A famous company charging upwards of $150 for a headlight guard and $90 for fog light guards. So I opted for no names as well. Next, I looked at the original BMW handguards. They fit to the overall look of the bike, provide great weather protection. The aerodynamics are absolutely great, but provide almost zero crash protection as they are made of plastic and have no reinforcement. I went shopping on my favorite motorcycle store, Revzilla, and got a nice pair of Barkbusters VPS handguards. Another issue I will tackle is protecting the overall fit and finish of the bike and panniers, especially in the high contact, high rub areas like gas tank and the top of the panniers. So I chose the TechSpec Snake Skin tank grips and TechSpec Gripster pannier guards, as they are especially designed for this particular bike, and these panniers, they stick very well, provide lots of grip and great protection. I left the side of the panniers for future upgrades. Last, I decided to look at toolboxes, as I did not feel comfortable storing tools with other items, and guess what? Same issue again. Almost $230 for a brand name box and only $65 for a cheap knockoff. Well, I guess we'll see how long this one will last. Please join me for the next videos when I will install all these items on the bike. Thank you for your time, and please do not forget to subscribe, share and like. See you next time.